Hi, Felicia. Thank you so much for joining me in this conversation today. For those of you listening in, Felishia is a mother of 3 from Whittier, California, and she's joined us today to talk about the impact that this pandemic has had on her and her family, and to discuss what are some of the needs that families have that, us legislators in Washington, D.C. can help out with. So one of the resources that I was very proud to help fight for that I think will help a lot of working families was an expansion and improvement of the child tax credit. Thanks to the American Rescue Plan, which the president signed earlier in the year, families will now receive up to $3,000 per child and $3,600 per child under 6 years old. The credit is now fully refundable, and people are like, well, what does that mean? It's fully refundable. All that means is that, let's say you owe $500 in taxes to the government, but you're eligible for a $1,000 credit. That $1,000 credit will wipe out the $500 in taxes you owe, and you will also get a check back from the government for that other $500. So refundable just means that if it isn't all used to help pay for taxes and there's stuff left over, you get that in the form of a check at the end. So hopefully this is going to give working parents a little more breathing room, and it's going to be distributed in monthly payments beginning this year. So you're not going to have to wait to file your income tax return to see that assistance. Now, when policymakers talk about tax credits for working parents or paid family leave and childcare, everybody loves to use big statistics and policy heavy terms that most people don't understand. So I want to thank Felishia for being here today and for shining a light on the real human impact that public policy can have on working parents and children everywhere. And the conversation we're going to have is going to be a very real conversation that you all will understand and will help you understand some of the support and assistance that is available to you. I am the mother of a young son myself, although he's growing up, and I also am a primary caregiver for my mother who has Alzheimer's. So I know that some of the struggles that working parents have is not just caring for children, but sometimes also caring for elder adults. And I know that many people struggle with finding quality, affordable childcare and with taking time off to care for family members. California is one of the states that does have paid family leave, but we need a national policy that's going to cover everybody in the United States. And that's why I fight for things like this in the halls of Congress. I've been doing that since I was first elected. And especially as we recover from this pandemic, we need to pass good public policy that is going to help working families be, not just survive, but thrive once we turn the corner on this pandemic. So Felishia, I want to bring you into this conversation. I know that your family has really dealt with a lot in this past year. And I have to say, Felishia is doing this out of the goodness of her heart. She worked already and today, so I know that it's asking a lot to have you share your time with us. But can you talk to us a little bit about your family and some of the challenges that they faced this past year?
I'm a single mom of 3 beautiful little girls, 12-year-old, a 6-year-old, and 2-year-old. And my oldest suffers from mental health. And through this pandemic, she just suffered, and it got worse and worse. And it was probably the hardest time of our lives just to walk through and how bad this impacted our family.
Certainly. What would a more generous tax credit and monthly payments through the child tax credit mean for you and your family in terms of being able to make it?
More manageable. I mean, that just opens the doors to be able to get the help that we need, not just for my family, but other families just like my family.
And what do you think? I'm just asking a follow-up question. What do you think of the idea of getting it in monthly payments instead of having to wait until the end of the year when you file your tax returns and then, getting it then?
That's a blessing. That is absolutely a blessing.
Now, as a mom myself, I have often struggled to find quality childcare. Have you had the same struggles trying to find appropriate childcare for your kids?
Absolutely. It's always been a big barrier to get work or to do anything with my kids. And I never had the family to be able to help me out with that. So like finding something that's affordable and, you know, trustworthy that they'll be able to take care of my kids, that was always a big barrier for me.
Yeah, it still is a barrier for so many working mothers. I want to ask this question because I think I know the answer, but I want to hear it from you. How does a lack of quality, affordable childcare affect some of the big decisions in your life, like where you choose to live or where you decide to work? Can you talk about that a little bit?
You know, I mean, living with family members, renting rooms wherever I could rent a room. If I don't have childcare, I can't work. And if I can't work, then where am I going to live? And it really just comes down to that.
It's kind of a vicious circle, right? Because if you can't find the quality childcare, you can't work, and then you can't support your children. It's really tough on working moms, and I think more so than ever during the pandemic. So I want to thank you for your courage and talking to us about your experience. I'm wishing you and your children the best as we, again, start to turn the corner on this. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
No, I just want to thank you so much for just opening, you know, these opportunities for mothers and families, just like what we're doing. Thank you.
You're welcome. And I just want to end on this statistic that, although I promise not to throw statistics at everybody, what was passed in the rescue plan is going to help lift half of the children that are living in poverty in the United States out of poverty because of things like the child tax credit, because we made it refundable so people can get the difference back in a paycheck to them. It's really going to be a game changer, and we need more policies like this that support working families. And my hat goes off to you, Felishia, because you know, being a single mom is not an easy thing, and if you don't have family or others to help you, you have to be superwoman to get it all done. So thank you so much for spending some of your time with us. I hope to see you hopefully soon in person when I'm back in my district and when it's safe. But until then, we'll wish you the best of luck and take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.